So narcissists want you to think that they're godlike. And it can be a covert narcissist who is a narcissist that you would never think are actually narcissists. And also the grandiose ones who are so obnoxious about their narcissism that you almost can't, you just see them coming. You can't stand to even be around them. They're just out there and in your face. The covert narcissist, they move around without being suspected. And they think, I actually had one tell me one time that he thought he could heal people. And, you know, I don't think of myself as an idiot. I don't think of myself as easily duped, but even there's CEOs and scientists who get duped by narcissists and feel like they never seen it coming. But anyway, I believe that. I felt that way. I felt that energy, and I felt that intense connection. You know, because I was in a state of hurt at the time. Something that I should have been working on myself and dealing with in my own life. I was turning to this narcissistic person to feel loved, and they delivered it. They seen my hurt. They seen something in me that they themselves wanted within my interactions with others in my life. And I was the target. When you deal with a narcissist, you are a target. You are an object. And like I said, the narcissist that I dealt with actually believed that they could heal people via their energy. So it was this intense, euphoric, fantasy-like, well, it was a fantasy, intense, euphoric connection that you think that you have with this person. And it could be anything. I mean, it doesn't have to just be sex. It could be sex. It could be how you view things, other things you have in common. You know, whatever it is, they will create a connection with you that is so intense and unlike anything you've ever felt with anyone else that you feel it's real. You cling to it. You chase it. You desire it constantly. And for them, it's not real. I'm not saying you don't get into these. I mean, I'm not saying that normal people don't get into these fast relationships and it's puppy love and they just, burns out and ends as fast as it started. I mean, but you move on, you go on to the next thing. This is done over time. And, if the victim, target, whatever you want to call them, is seriously addicted to it, they'll come back. They'll chase that person. That person don't have to go to them. And that is another thing that feeds into the image that they put out about themselves. Well, because once you've been through this whole cycle and this whole long mess of everything that would take you years and years and years and years and years to explain to anyone and unravel, they make it like you pursued them, which you did, but they did things to your head to make you do that. I have seen it with this narcissistic person. I have seen it with other people. I have seen other people chase them the way I did. And I had mentioned it and had concern about it. And even then, it still wasn't enough to make me think that our connection wasn't real. It just made me think that, I don't know what I was saying. I honestly don't know. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention and why I wasn't thinking straight, but it was a concern of mine. And I had brought it up and I had said, I've seen this person and that person chase you, and they just play it off like, we're friends, or we talked about this stuff, or they went through this in their life and I was a friend to them, and et cetera, not realizing that this is part of the game. This is the part of the game. The ones you've seen, you may have seen these people. You may have been in an affair with someone and with a narcissistic person, and they were in an affair with somebody else that you knew, that happened to be in your group or whatever, that you knew, and you've seen it. You've seen how it went, and it still wasn't enough to convince you what you were actually seeing. Because that's how intense this connection, manufactured connection, is with a narcissistic person. And most of it is displayed and engineered and rendered in private. When you're out in public, it's minimized, hid. I mean, I was in an affair with this person for 5 years. He hid me for 5 years. And then when it came out, it was only a year. Lies, lies, lies to the wife, lies, lies, lies. And when he was, confronted by me about his other affairs and these other women that were chasing him, he played it off like, they're suicidal and I was just trying to help. And at that point, I had already seen enough where I wasn't buying it. Because when we finally got to date, once he was divorced, it was... No. I've seen it. I've seen what you were doing with this person and that person, because you did it with me. I had an insider's perspective. Even having an insider's perspective, I still was blindsided. I still was like, I can't believe this. There's no way. Like, you want to feel like you're the special one. That's just human nature. You want to feel like you've got something that no one else has that they want, and that's why you're special, and that's why you still continue to put up with their abuse. You let yourself be manipulated because there's a void in you from a past hurt in childhood, and they make you feel like they're the answer. And the reason they do that is so they can get out of you what they want. Your supply, sex, admiration, devotion. You'll go around doing their dirty work. I would have did anything he asked me to do. I'd have did it. But when we started dating, this whole idea of I'm a god just went crumbling. And I'd even asked him, why don't you do the same things you did when we were during the affair, I mean, and I changed as well. Like, I didn't want to do the things that we did in the affair. I wanted to actually be in a relationship. And with him, it was like he didn't exude that I'm a god, I can save people, I can heal people with my energy, and I can do all these things. He's like, I don't think I can do that. Oh, okay, all right, sweet. So yeah, that kind of threw me off kilter, because I'm like, what happened to that confident, amazing energy, connection, all of that? Where did that go? It was it really manufactured? So then that's where the duality starts in, where you're thinking your bullshit monitor's going off. Your bullshit monitor's going off in your gut, but your heart's going, oh my God, I love this person. I wanted to be with this person for so long, and now I get to be. But there's all these red flags, and I just, maybe I should just, I don't know. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that, back and forth, black and white. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, up, down, left, right, all over. You spend more time trying to keep shit straight in your head and make sense of things in your head than you actually do paying attention to what's really going on. And I am so grateful that this started out the way it did. Because I got the insider information. Because I'd seen a part of him that I think people, when he starts out in regular relationships with them, or what they think is a regular relationship, they have a lot harder time because there's a part of him that they don't get to see. And thank God I got to see it, because it's helped me stay away. YouTube videos and TikTok have helped me stay away. Family members have done an amazing job of caring. Friends, I've had to lose entire friend groups. I've had to lose, I don't even know if you can call them friend group, but just a group that we hung out with. But, still, when you try to tell your story and nobody wants to listen, it just makes you feel like nobody cares. Well, then you realize that this These people, they don't care about you. They're enablers, and they have watched this person do these things, and they all keep their mouth shut. When you were in the affair, they kept their mouth shut. They never told on him. They are enablers. They are the ones that he hides behind when he does wrong. That's his protective wall. He only lets some people in so far himself, but they'll still protect him rather than being on the end of his wrath. And like I said, I had insider information, and I still didn't want to believe it. I had friends that throughout our relationship, me and the narcissist relationship, I talked about what happened, and I talked about how I felt and everything. And then after the fact, when I'm trying to explain to them what it was I went through and how I was feeling and what was going on, it was like I was talking to a brick wall. They didn't get it. They didn't understand. Like, I was pouring my heart out saying how hurt I was and what I dealt with. And the whole time, it's obvious. The relationship was a back and forth relationship. So they're not hearing me say, this is how awful this was. This is what I went through. This is what I dealt with. The whole time they're thinking, oh, you're going to go back to him. Whenever did I say I ever was going to go back again? Like, I'm telling you what I'm dealing with and what I dealt with. And the whole time, my best friend is thinking that I want to go back. And it's like, I get that it was an on and off again relationship, and I had went back before after saying how I felt so I understand that. But when this situation is completely just blew up, and all this stuff, new things are coming out, and I am pouring my heart out to my supposed best friend who's saying that this is so terrible, they're not even listening. So if you have that happen to you, people you think have your back and care, they're shady and manipulative and are hiding information from you and acting as though they're not even hearing anything you say, that's a telltale sign that you need to get them out of your life. People aren't supportive, and I'm not saying that everyone's going to understand it, but at least those who don't understand it will say, I've never been through this, so I don't really know exactly what you've been through, but I don't mind listening. Or they put in the effort to do some research on what you're talking about. Those are the people that you want in your corner. That's your support group. Family and certain friends and YouTube videos, TikTok, get a therapist, whatever you have to do. Video journaling, that's what I started out doing, is video journaling. So I just talked to my phone, so I had someone to get it out to. And then I just started a YouTube channel and a TikTok, which, it's new. So, but I owe my strength to some of my really good family support group, some friends, and YouTube. YouTube was the biggest help for me not to go back. Because if I had went back, I'd have got even more abuse. And just because if it's not physical abuse and there's not bruises, it doesn't mean that you aren't being abused. And just because you have a littered past with failed relationships and you have issues of your own, you have done things in your past that you're not proud of, you're embarrassed of, you have a history of, things that aren't exactly healthy yourself. That never means that you deserve abuse. Don't ever let anyone tell you because of how you started out in a relationship with somebody or things that you've done, or it doesn't matter. You don't spend years emotionally manipulating someone to eventually destroy them, to control them, to be someone that they can't move on from, to make you look like you are the crazy person and they're the good guy. That's the difference. Relationships, when you have a breakup, it sucks. Some relationships just fall the fuck apart. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Relationships and breakups, they fucking suck. But breaking up with a narcissist is not the same thing. And people that tell you that you just need to be over it in a few months, get them people out of your life. I mean, I understand, some people just can't handle all of what you need to unload, because there's a lot that needs to be unloaded in something like this. And, be understanding, but listen to your gut. You've been trained all these years to just ignore your gut and just listen to what somebody else says and wants for you. Start listening to your own gut. Start honing in on your intuition. If you feel that people aren't supporting you and aren't meeting your needs, goodbye. If someone is making you feel like you are the reactive, abusive, crazy person when you are speaking your mind and asking for your needs to be met and giving your opinion and wanting to work on things and get somewhere with something, and they're making you feel like you're the problem, goodbye. Don't ever let anyone make you feel like it's your fault that you were abused. Oh, I keep forgetting to do this. If you found my video helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm hoping that my channel will help people like some of the other YouTubers that are out there that have helped me, have saved me from going back, who have saved my poor family from having to listen to me rattle on, you know what I mean? But they were there for me, and I'm grateful, I'm grateful for my family. But YouTube and TikTok are absolute saviors. They will make you feel connected. They will make you feel you're not alone. If you feel isolated, there's people there. There's people all across the world that deal with these people, have dealt with it, have had it worse than you, had it better than you, it's a group, it's a community, and there's so many options out there. Coaching, group sessions, there's narcissists talking about being a narcissist and how they really think. So you can get an insider's view on what a narcissist thinks about things. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you are the problem. You are a human being, you're imperfect, and you make mistakes, but you never asked to be abused. And don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Like and subscribe. And I hope this video helped.